It's strange to think about being scared of the dark. Why are we so on edge when light fades away? Why do we overreact to every little sound? Is it some sort of genetic survival mechanism? Or do the things that actually go bump in the night really only come out at night? I have a theory, and it's actually the reason I'm not afraid of the dark. You see, when I was a kid, I grew up on a fairly large farm. No cable or game consoles. I actually think the only video game that we had was Math Blaster, so there wasn't much to do unless you had a great imagination. Hay piles became castles and fortresses. Tall weeds became large armies that were cut down by the sticks, now swords that we wielded. Fallen trees became starships, cars, and animals that we would race while sitting still, that sort of thing. But when it's dark on the countryside, your imagination runs wild with terrorizing thoughts of wolves, coyotes, bears, and dark, unknown creatures lurking, waiting, and sharpening their claws just outside the comfortable pool of light casted by the porch lamp. In a sense, we were trapped in our house by the darkness. At least, that's how I felt. You see, my dad was raised the old-fashioned way. The way kids learn quickly when consequences of bad behavior is pain. You probably wouldn't draw on a wall with crayons twice if after the first time you were smacked to the floor. The only problem was, I fucking hated that. Sometimes I would threaten to run away. Once or twice I actually did. And once or twice I got caught, but it was always during the day. I knew that what the darkness inside my house held, what dangers I lived with. If the darkness outside was unknown, the abyss. Anything and everything could be out there, waiting for some poor soul to step out of the light. One night, though, it simply became too much to bear. The darkness inside of the house. I don't remember what I did, but I was so terrified that I fled instantly straight out the back door and into the buzzing, pale yellow glow of the porch lamp. I kept running, even when I heard the door slam behind me and a voice yelling that I should get back here or I'd regret it. I just kept running until suddenly I realized where I was, and my heart nearly stopped. I was standing at the edge of the tree line. The trees just in front of me looked like skeletal fingers in the pale moonlight, and behind them was an even deeper, inky, and unknown pit of darkness. Then I heard footsteps behind me, and between the two fears I felt, I was driven more towards the unknown for a brief and terrifying moment. And then I was immersed into the darkness. I turned my back and ducked into a bush to watch as my father came to a skidding halt at the tree line. He yelled and yelled, but he wouldn't cross it. He didn't dare. I wasn't really paying attention to it, though. I was too scared to make a sound or something. I was too scared to make a sound. Something or someone would hear me. If I took a breath, my scent might be caught by a hungry resident of the darkness. Anything could go wrong. But no matter what he threatened, he wouldn't cross the border. That terrifying physical expression of the unknown. It dawned on me, slowly though, my panic seized my brain, that anything could hide in the darkness. Most often, I imagined my greatest fears dwelling there, but I could too. If they could hide in it, so could I. Eventually, he left. He had to. His fear would not let him stay in such a close proximity to the unknown. Meanwhile, I was reveling in my newfound friend. If the darkness houses my fears and the fear of others, then it would work just as well for me. I never ran away again because I always knew that I always had a safe place to return to. I no longer had to live in fear because I could live within the fear of others.